Exploitation of children is an important issue that happens all around the world, and we may not be aware of how much it happens around us. Child exploitation refers to using a child for profit, power, labor, sexual activity, or financial advancement. This can lead to cruel and harmful circumstances for children, and it's important to spread awareness about child exploitation to help solve these issues. While researching the issue of child exploitation, a topic that came to interest me was sexual exploitation of children. Sexual exploitation of children refers to employing, using, or enticing a child in sexual activity for the purpose of visual deception. Some acts children who face sexual exploitation may experience include sexual explicit language, pornography, forced marriage, rape, or sexual slavery. Sexual exploitation can also occur online, from sending explicit images or messages to participating in sexual activity over a webcam or video. It is estimated that 76% of transactions from sex with underage girls start on the internet. Internationally, there were 11.8 million different IP addresses engaging or sharing child pornography, and US makes up nearly 50% of those IP addresses. In Canada, approximately 14,000 children and youth faced sexual offenses in 2012, and 81% of those children were female. The question I was left with after researching sexual exploitation was, what are the health, emotional, and social effects someone might have to cope with after they experience a form of sexual exploitation as a child? Through my research, some health issues children may face include depression, borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other anxiety symptoms. Depression is one of the most common health issues children who experience sexual exploitation face. The victim may also self-harm because they may feel that it is a way to express hidden feelings, a way to express anger, a distraction, self-punishment, or a feeling of control. To continue, there is a link between child sexual abuse and borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is a mental health disorder that impacts the way you think and feel about yourself and others. Victims face extreme emotions and impulsiveness. In addition, post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is another common effect of sexual exploitation. It can cause victims to become anxious, stressed, and let the traumatic event run over and over again inside their head. Lastly, as many of these victims are forced into sexual activity, there's a higher chance that they will catch a sexually transmitted disease. Now I'm going to be looking at the social effects someone who has experienced sexual exploitation as a child may have to cope with. Firstly, children with a history of sexual abuse significantly increase their chance of dropping out of school. 26% of 7 to 12-year-olds with a history of sexual abuse reported that their grades dropped right after they were abused, and 48% of them had below average grades. These children are also more likely to become addicted to drugs or alcohol for two reasons. They may have been exposed to it when they were abused, or they may find it as a way to cope with their emotions. Adult survivors of child sexual exploitation are also more likely to become involved in crime. This is likely due to the higher risk of substance abuse problems. Victims may also face avoidance, meaning they might avoid people, places, or situations that may cause them to bring back memories. Now I'm going to be sharing my research on the emotional effects of child sexual exploitation. Child sexual exploitation can leave children with serious, long-term emotional effects. Children who have faced sexual exploitation may later present behavioral problems, including emotional instability, depression, and aggressiveness, or violence with others. It is also not rare for the child to deny or defend the abuser for two main reasons. One reason being Stockholm Syndrome, which happens when a child experiences a real threat to their survival and believes the abuser will carry out the threat. Then subconsciously, they develop an emotional bonding with their abuser. The next reason is betrayal trauma theory, which happens when a victim is dependent on their abuser. The victim will remain unaware of the abuse in order to maintain their relationship with the abuser. The next effect is flashbacks, which can be triggered by ordinary occurrences. The flashbacks may cause the person to lose touch of reality and believe that the incident is happening all over again. Some children may also turn to alcohol or drugs to help relieve their emotions. When compared to non-victims, rape survivors are 3.4 times more likely to use marijuana and 6 times more likely to use cocaine. Thank you for listening to my research on child sexual exploitation and the effects that come with it.